This is YouTube video update for Antisocial Media for August 6th, 2016. I'm going to be doing a different one today. It's really about a very disturbing thing that I found out 3 days ago. Wasn't doing much of anything on YouTube. I was just browsing, and I found this YouTube video of a girl, Tara Babcock. She's an adult pornographic model. She won't admit that she's into pornography, but when you look at her content, it's pornography. It's softcore pornography. She's not actually having sex with someone, but it's softcore pornography. It's not normal, everyday shit that you find with Heidi Klum and the other internet models that say what model Jessica Marie or Lucy Penda or Lindsay Pellis, Abigail Ratchford. There's nothing like that kind of modeling. It's more, Tara Babcock does more risque pictures. I came across one of her videos, and I have to honestly say, and I don't want to make it sound like I am totally attacking her, because I really do hope that she hears this. Not for the sake of the ratings, not for the sake of the attention, but I just hope that she actually hears this. It actually disturbs me that a girl like her brags about her sexual life and sexual orientation. And I want to choose my words wisely here. I don't want to attack her since she's so open with her careless private life, but it disturbs me that she is trying to convince everyone that having sex at 8 and 13 is normal just because she was molested and being molesting at 8 and 13. I don't want to sound that to be I don't want to say that to sound like I'm being incriminating her, but just because you molested someone at 8 and then were being molested by your quote-unquote manager, assistant, and best friend at the age of 13 when he was much older, not only is that statutory rape, but it's also molestation at 13. So just because you were molested at 8 and 13 doesn't give you the right and the moral choice to encourage others to think that's molesting at 8 and being molested at 13, thinking that it's okay to do it to other children. That is extremely disturbing. The fact that she acts like she's so open with it worries me when or if she's in the room with another child. Again, I don't want to sound that to be incriminating, but it's an actual reality. I didn't want to get so controversial with this update, but I needed to make it known. Stuff that she says, it's sort of like an election. She's telling you what you want to hear as far as her quote-unquote advice goes, but she doesn't follow it. I'll be damned if I'm going to have my daughter at the age of 8 and 10 and 13 being manipulated by Tara to think that it's okay to have sex at 8 and 13 when it's not okay. That is jailbait, okay? That's prison time, okay? That's why they put pedophiles on public registry. That's why they put them in prison. That's why they are labeled pedophiles. That's why they are defined pedophiles, because you are dealing with a sickness, a mental disease and deformation of pedophilia, okay? Having sex at 8 and 13 is not normal. Why do you think they put teachers in prison for having sex with their 8 and 13-year-old students? Yes, we may have talked about it. when we were younger, I fully admit, when I was in 3rd grade to 6th grade, yeah, we had the hots for our gym teacher, but we never actually went through with it. We all joked. I mean, come on already. But encouraging people to do all these things and encouraging everyone in your audience to think that having sex at 8 and 13 is normal, it is not normal. It irritated me to know that some of our audience members are that stupid to think that her interpretation of her own sexuality is normal. Her interpretation of sexuality is not normal. Okay? She was born in 1987. 1989. Okay? She's 26. She said she's having sex with her best friend going on 12 years. That means that he was molesting her at 13. Okay? She was doing the molesting at 8. She thought it was okay. So now, all of a sudden, she's going to let her quote-unquote best friend molest her at 13. Okay? Yes, she may get ticked at me for saying all this. But the whole thing is an actual reality. That's why so many girls are messed up these days. Because they don't know what the hell they're doing and they don't know the repercussions of what they are doing. If it's actually true. If the whole thing is false, I am approachable and we can talk about it. And I stand to be corrected if she can prove that I'm inaccurate. Because on anti-social media, you can say whatever you want, and your stupid audience members will actually interpret you as telling the truth. So I'm approachable. I mean, come on already. I originally, before I made this update, got slightly irritated at the thought of actually doing this, but thank God I'm being controlled to not get irritated, because otherwise I would sound incriminating and sound like I'm actually angry, but I am pretty much doing this YouTube update in the context of my high school senior year health teacher, Mr. Guy Bell. Okay? He was an awesome teacher, very laid back, but yet very honest. Just to make a little light of the whole thing, just to make you laugh. My senior high school health teacher would have a field day with Tara Babcock, and vice versa. She'd go into the classroom. This is a total hypothetical, okay? But I'm going to use this whole total hypothetical scenario to base it on what we actually had to deal with in high school in real life, okay? We'd be sitting there in the class doing a totally boring discussion. And next thing you know, he'd walk over to the door, he'd shut it, cover the window, and say, "That's why I teach you the way I need to teach you. You think the administration is actually going to teach you the reality about sex and drugs and health? Nah. If I were to teach you the way the administration would want me to teach you, you guys would get knocked up in a year, get married out of wedlock, and do things you don't want to. You don't need that shit." That's exactly the way he would say it. And everybody would be sitting there waking up, because now it becomes entertaining. Because you don't normally hear a teacher saying, next thing you know, you'd be getting knocked up in the year. You don't need that shit. So now everyone's awake. Everyone's asking you questions. We're all having an educational conversation. So, in that context, my high school teacher, Mr. Guy Bell, would have a field day with Tara Babcock. And I'm sure, considering his personality and mentality, Tara would actually have a field day with him. Because now she's got an entertaining teacher, and he's got someone who's totally lost. So if you understand the context in that, it becomes a very funny scenario. But I needed to do that update, so I mean, I need to put that in the update. So if you actually see her on the internet, you'll know what I'm talking about. Uh, I called the FBI a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to mention this too. I called the FBI a couple of weeks ago, and just to follow up on the report about the criminal activity that's being filmed on YouTube. The FBI sounds like they really don't give a shit. Okay? I'm gonna have to put that in an extra YouTube video update. Maybe I'll put that in part 3. They just acted like they really didn't give a shit. They sounded like they really didn't give a shit. And they just said, well, yeah, okay, well, we found the report and we'll take care of it when we take care of it. I'm thinking to myself, do you actually really care? Hello, there are criminal activities being filmed on YouTube. People are getting shot on YouTube. There are people having sex with animals on YouTube. There are people having sex in front of children on YouTube. There is drug use being done on YouTube. There are people doing videos of people dying, faking their deaths, and all this other shit. Either I get a real idiot on the phone, or the Federal Bureaucratic Institute only takes care of what is worth it, according to them. So I just wanted to let you know that I actually did follow up with that call to the FBI, and it looks like I'm going to have to actually send them a physical letter. I called Fox News about it, and they blatantly ignored my call. I was very detailed. I left my number with them, and they just blatantly ignored that too. So I think I'm going to have to send them a carbon copy of that letter and add on it that there are a lot more important things than some stupid election that's already planned. So, and I also blatantly told the FBI that I was going to publicly encourage black hat hackers to attack YouTube. It wasn't taken care of because they refused to give me any kind of information on the update of the whole entire report. So that whole thing is messed up. Nothing has really gone on antisocial media lately for the past 3 weeks, which is basically why I haven't done an update for the past 3 weeks, if you guys have noticed. It's been totally boring, and that's pretty much it. I will... Oh, one more thing before I forget. Considering it just came in my mind, there was a thing that Lindsay Palace did to someone I think it was last week. It was last week. Some guy said that she must hate her because she doesn't answer him, and she blatantly said to him, well, say something that's interesting. Don't just do something and then after that think I will answer you. It sounds like you're nagging me if you put it in that context. Next thing you know, she gets a whole entire fan base to attack him with nothing but insults. Let's put it this way. If they were to answer me, because I sent them a couple messages defending the guy. I'm telling you right now, there were about 15 people attacking him, including her. If they were to attack me, they wouldn't want to, because I can put a lot of things in perspective about anti-social media. If Lindsay wanted to attack me about me questioning her mentality about answering messages, I can make her pretty much accountable publicly to everyone else. I can put it in perspective. I can put it logically. If you want the respect, give it. Okay? Don't be artificial, because I know when you're artificial. Okay? You have to give the attention if you want the attention. But don't just sit there going anti-social media, and when someone questions your intentions, don't have your whole entire audience attack the problem. That doesn't work. But of course, their fan base And the celebrity doesn't want to confront someone who will give them competition because that isn't their mentality. They don't have the maturity for it. I also sent a couple of messages to their staff members. All these models on the internet are extremely abusive, and so are their staff members, because you get some of them who they have nothing up there, and I can prove it. So they'll ask you that you ask them a question, and they'll question your intention about your request. And if the price isn't high enough, they won't take your request. They'll just blatantly deny it. They say, "Oh, well, I don't have time." Make the time. If you can't take 5 minutes or 3 minutes out to do something, there's something wrong there. But of course, the bureaucrats and their fan base won't admit that. So I wanted to put that on there before I forgot. And that's pretty much it for the YouTube video update for Antisocial Media for August 6, 2016. I will see you guys later.